my name's Lauren, I'm 18 and from the UK, and obviously I adore books. It'd be stupid of me to be here if I didn't. I have two book blogs, Northern Plunder and Books and Tea. They're both pretty different from each other, though a lot of the content posted in Northern Plunder goes to Books and Tea. I'll include links below. Other than reading, I like gaming. This headset might be a bit of a giveaway for that. Television series and movies. Speaking of movies, this video is obviously being pre-recorded. Today is the Prometheus start date, release date, and I'm going to see it tonight. I'm truly excited for that. Back to books. I want to talk about two books, but before we do, look what just arrived in the post. Because I was sitting down about to record, and then the doorbell went, and I was like, do I want to get that? No, I don't. And I was like, looked outside, and there's a delivery man there, and I was like, I'll go get it because I wanted something. Something. A book, obviously. So anyway, I've got this, which you've probably already read. If you haven't read, you've heard about, and probably kicking yourself for not having read it yet. I haven't started yet, obviously. The text, the font is pretty big actually. As I opened it and I was like, whoa, this book is huge. I mean, that's a pretty thick book. I wasn't expecting that big. But the font itself is pretty not challenging. So I hope to start that later today, once I've got all this rounded up. I'm reading that for Book of the Month at Miscellaneous Reads. I hate that word, but I hate it because I can't really say it. I'm a moderator there, so I'm leading the discussion for that book. So I hope I enjoy it. If I don't, you're probably not going to catch me with pitchforks. So I'll try to enjoy it. So the two books I want to talk about, I don't actually have a physical copy here because they're both at my boyfriend's house, which is really inconvenient. But I do have pictures of them on my iPhone. The first book I want to talk about is my favourite book of all time, probably by my favourite author, but I feel as if I probably can't say that because I should have read more books of his, because at the moment I've read 3 books, 2 proper novels and a collection of short stories. One of the books that I've read of his, I finished last December, is The Shining, and I enjoyed it, but I was an idiot and watched the movie first. So when I was actually reading the book, I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have done. There's a bookmark in it still because I want to reread the last part, because I literally sat there on New Year's Eve going, I need to finish this book. And so it would be my 25th book. I only read 25 books last year, which brings me on to say that I've read 25 books this year. So I'm pretty happy to have equaled what I did last year and to not be struggling with it this time round. So about 4 or 5 years ago, my dad lent me Everything's Eventual by Stephen King, which is a collection of short stories, and it was really good. So when I finished it, I was like, hey Dad, I want to read a proper book of his. And the one he gave me, which has turned out to be my favourite book of all time, is, one sec, The Stand. You can see in a second. There you go. Not only was it this amazing book, it was also the extended edition, which I didn't know at the time. So it's about 1,366 pages or something like that. And it was amazing. You feel like you know every character like the back of your hand. Even the characters you're supposed to hate, well at least I did. I was there like rooting for the bad guy for some of it. Not the main bad guy, just his second in command. If you've read the book, you'll know who I'm talking about. I didn't want to like really name people or give stuff away because I'm hoping some of you will go and read it and tell me what you think because it's truly amazing. The second book I want to talk about is the favourite book I've read this year. I've read a lot of good books this year. I could easily mention a good handful of them and praise some authors that I've read too, but this one's easily my favourite. I feel like the whole series is going to be something I cannot put down, and I'm going to be up till like 3 in the morning reading every single book when I get round to it because they're really long. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's come on, Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. It was breathtaking. From the minute that Jamie pushes, I'm not going to say who out of what or into what or off what, or the moment Jamie pushes, that moment you're gripped. You don't want to put it down. But even before that, you're like really into it, and it's like, oh my god, what's going to happen? There's so many people. I still think you should read it. It is truly amazing. I read it and watched the TV series along with it. Also, I forgot to talk about this earlier when I was showing you Divergent. What I want to do towards the end of each of my videos, which is probably why I didn't do it earlier actually, is tell you what I'm currently reading. Okay, I've not actually started yet, so I'm not currently reading it, but by the time this goes up, I will be currently reading it. All finished. Who knows? What I want to do is for you to ask questions about this book that maybe I could either talk about at the end of the next video, along with if you leave your opinions and thoughts on it too in the comments, and I can pick some out and talk about those to discuss why I think you're wrong or right. You know, you could always be right. And then hopefully there's a bit of interaction with us. If I end up not doing that at the end of one of the videos, it's because I will be leaving it for the review that I type up. And then the only other time it won't be at the end of the video is if I do a video dedicated to a book review. Obviously, it'll be completely about that then. So, I hope you stick around and enjoy what we put out.